My name's Greg Theroux. I'm a cameraman for KTLA. I've been working there for 33 years. I started off inside as a TOC operator. I would go and bring in the microwave signals from all the news crews and the helicopter and put the reporters on air. And eventually I made it out into the field. Now I'm a news cameraman. I take a reporter out every day. We have a story that we'll put together. I'll shoot it, and the reporter will write the story, listen to the sound that's on it, and I edit the story. I send it in, and then later that night at 10 o'clock, we set up to go live. I set up a live signal, and I light the reporter and mic them and put them in a spot that shows kind of what our story was about. In the intro of the story, the booth then rolls our story and it plays out. And we're here because our company has been slowly not paying us from contract to contract. We're $10 on average under what all the other TV stations are getting paid in town. And now we have a corporation that owns us that wants to give us a 1 to 1.75% raise, which doesn't cover nearly the cost of living. When I started 33 years ago, a cameraman was able to buy a house and have a family and raise that family. But nowadays we have cameramen who work 4 days a week or 5 days a week, and they have to rent an apartment with another cameraman because they can't afford the cost of living, to own a car, to buy food, to pay for their rent, and everything else that comes along. In California, it's very expensive here. As we all know, we pay the highest taxes, we pay the highest gasoline, and the food is very expensive here. It's not a cheap place to live, and they need to pay people like writers, and they need to pay directors, and they need to pay camera people, and they need to pay people that have jobs that are skilled work here more to survive in this town.
When I was a cameraman, I would shoot the story,
Yes.
hand it to a guy who takes the film back to the station.
Yes.
Somebody else would cut it,
Yes.
put it on the chain.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yep.
tell me about that.
That
from
transition?
and what you have to know now.
Well, before, when I first started, we had an engineer, a cameraman, and a reporter that would go out in the same truck. The engineer would work as an audio guy also, and he would run the audio for the cameraman, and the reporter would ask the questions. They would go back to the truck, and the engineer would then send all the footage in to the TV station, where an editor would get the footage and they would edit it together along with a track that the reporter would send back and put it together. But now with technology, that's all kind of gone away. So now you go out with a reporter and you do everything, and you're expected to do everything too. They only want to hire people that are able to shoot, edit, do your own lighting, and drive the van. We also, like Teamsters, we drive the van too. I mean, we do all these jobs as a news photographer. So it's quite, yes.
Tell me about any possible danger not having people watching your back while you're shooting something in a riot, for instance.
It's not even just shooting. I mean, I've been, in the last couple years, I've been chased with a baseball bat from a homeless guy. I had to dance around a telephone pole so he couldn't swing and hit me. I had a live shot that I was doing, and the light was on the camera, so the reporter was looking in the light, and she didn't know what was coming up behind us. And I had a homeless guy come up behind me, and I seen him, and I'm yelling because we did have security that day, and he threw a metal bar which went right by my head and right at the reporter and just barely missed her. And I had to go run and grab it because he was heading for it to cause more damage. We've had, in downtown LA, I had a guy throw a beer at us, and it bounced off of my reporter's head inside the van and went everywhere all over the place. And I took a picture of the guy, and he had an ankle bracelet on from he was let out of jail, and they just wandered the streets with his buddy drinking beer, and he thought that it would be fun to attack us. The police don't want to do anything about it. We're kind of out on our own. They do hire security for us, but once they found out that our security had guns, the corporation said, no, your security cannot have guns. So our security was told you could only be there, which doesn't help if somebody has guns and you're in an area that you know you need somebody that has a gun or is able to protect you. What's he going to do? Tell him stop, don't shoot the reporter and the photographer, you know? So it's quite a dangerous business nowadays. And this is just my incidents. Every photographer can tell you of different things that happens to them out on the street, and it's pretty scary, some of the things that happen to us. We have equipment stolen, we have trucks broken and vandalized with graffiti, we have people screaming at us. They tell us we're fake news. We're covering weather and we're covering traffic accidents, but we're fake news. I don't understand it, but that's kind of what this world has come to. So I don't know what these people want. If they want us to go away, who is going to be able to tell what's going on in the city and fight for the people for the injustice that are being done and pointing that out on different things. If we do go on strike, it's because we're not getting paid a fair wage. They want to give us a wage that equates to about a latte a day is what we like to say. It's about $4.50 a day. And by the time you take the taxes out, it's less than that. So if we do, it's because they don't want to pay us any money. If there's a forest fire, I'm running in along with the fire department. If there's a bank robbery and bullets are flying, we're covering those things. We go into dangerous situations all the time, and we're not getting paid a competent wage for doing these jobs that we do. And so, yes, I mean we would like to be brought up to the amount that everybody else in town is getting paid, and that wouldn't even add in for inflation, which is 8%. You know, Next Star Media, yeah, which is it is the largest group of television stations. They own more television stations, I believe, than anyone in the world. Yeah, they have a lot.
Traditionally, are they underpaying
everybody? Yes, they underpay everybody. And the CEO gets paid a lot of money. Yes. So it's corporate greed. It's the same as what the writers are fighting for, is corporate greed. And we'd like to put an end to it. You know, at some point they need to pay people a livable wage.